I grew up in a Kampung Permatan Tumahat and then went to Nibung Tebal. It was from my primary school. And then from there, I went to Bukit Mentajam for my high school. From a rural to suburb, that was a jump for me. The school is a very good school. Academically, SPM, all those things, the school has scored very well. But I think the main concern is it is a pure Chinese school, SMJK, and no one speaks English. Speaking English is often being termed as a showing off in school. We lack the environment, and actually even back then we don't realize it. What happens is after I left high school, I went to Singapore under ASEAN scholarships. When I first got there, I got a shock of my life because I thought that my English was okay. Never knew what English is in the whole world realm. I basically every day just have to I beg your pardon, because I just don't understand what people speak. I would still remember like those days every day carrying a dictionary. I try to go attend their debates session where I just sit down there and listen to how they debate. And what I do is I try frantically jotting down words that sounds like what I think is the word. After that, when I got JPA scholarship in August 2000, even back then, after 7 months in Singapore, I still face difficulty. And I still remember a lot of my classmates and teachers were encouraging me. I still remember they forced me to sit down there and watch English movie and don't let me see a subtitle and try to catch the words. When I got into Cornell, during the orientation week, they did English test. And again, a bombshell was dropped. I was rated as one of the worst 8 in English. And I would say that that was a big shock for me because you thought that, okay, now I got into university, I'm fine already. But when I got there, I was still one of the worst 8 out of 3,000 students. It affects not just my emotion on English, but my overall effect, because here I am, when I went to US, that was my first time touching an aeroplane. So it's completely go to a place that I've never imagined I would dive to. Because of language, I find it difficult to speak with people from Americans and all those Western people because they can't understand me. That 4 years was quite a good formative years, because by the time I left the university, I was able to live at a decently high note. Like I was able to get the best international students in the whole university, despite starting from a language barrier. It was not given on my language effort. It was more on activities, co-curricular activities, but that was a booster at the end of the journey. At that time in 2000, I was in Singapore under ASEAN scholarships, and when in August I got offered a JPA scholarship, and at that time to quit ASEAN scholarship I would need to pay back about 20,000+ ringgit. And at that point, my form teacher, Dr. Ho Wing Kin, who have helped me quite a bit on English as well, he has also voluntarily offered to tell me, because he knew my family background, that he would take quite a lot of effort, because 20,000 means my father almost 1 year's salary. So what he has done is he actually said that why don't he paid off for me first, and then one day if I have the money I can pay him back. No time frame, no interest, nothing. It's basically no paper, no obligation and signing. In the end, my parents still find their own ways to pay directly to the Singapore in installments. The gesture of the teacher is very important, and over the years he has been helping me, supporting me. And recently when he came for a meeting, we hang out for 2 nights. I mean, how often we hear that a teacher would come down and meet the students, and to me that was something that affects what I am today, because today to give back, I see people give out unconditionally, hoping that others one day will pay it forward. My hope is one day I would be able to be the agent of change, and also I'm doing my best to do that. And what is more important is others can be doing the same thing, be the agents of change. Do something in the area that you're passionate on. Whatever it is, if you feel that you're passionate in this, do this. Don't be just that because he does this, so I have to do that way. I do it in my own model, my own mold, and because of that, hopefully I can change someone. And that is my aspiration, that if everyone can do that, it will be big. And a lot of times we look at what we able to do rather than what we're not able to do. Like some people, when I say that, okay, let's do something to help others, a lot of people say that there are 400,000 students every year, you can't help many. But to me, it's for every one single person that we can indirectly or directly touch, that is one life transformed. And from there, that person will go on and transform another life. When you feel that someone's life has been impacted or changed or transformed in a way, and it may not be something that you directly every day spend time with them and they transform. It could be something that you did sometime back then, a little things that to you is just spending 2 hours or 1 hour or something speaking to the person, and because of that effect, someone 3 years later, 1 year later say that, oh, do you remember that back then at this setting we met and you told me this sentence, and because of that it changed my life. So I think that was something that is very powerful and motivating. And I remember that telling people that I have not gotten into Harvard, Yale, Princeton, MIT, none of those. But over the years, every time you hear someone who got in those schools and say a thank you to you, be it like, especially when they, on the moment at 5 a.m. April 1st every year, when they got it, they may make the first phone call to their parents, or at their home they shout to their parents, and after that the second or third phone call they came to me. That means a lot to me. My dream Malaysia would be on youth empowerment, because youth is the younger generation, the ones that are going to make the change. Malaysian youth no longer sit home at your home and just complain. We like to complain. It's very easy for us to pinpoint saying that this is not right, that is not right, this thing is not working. Yes, things may not be perfect, but everyone will always say that I don't get, that's why I need to leave the country because this thing. But can we look back and say that, not just looking from our angle, like how can we enhance the whole system? What is your solution that can be done to make everyone better, or the whole community, the country better? What I hope people will do is look at things in totality and do little change. Everyone has 24 hours. If you go do at a very high level, you may affect a lot of people, but you affect people superficially. But if you do at a smaller level, you can affect fewer people, but you can affect people more thoroughly. So to me, the choice is yours. And whichever path it is, it's just like how you drive, which car you take to drive to destination. Do the way, and moving towards destination will be on par to there.